we're going to be playing the entire album today.
You guys don't need to tell each other it's fine. No, the conversation's what this whole thing's about, right? You know, that's okay. What was it? So, what we were talking about right before we left was the comm law exam. So, I pretty much feel like, despite all the studying I did, I failed it. Yep, that's okay.
That's what I keep on hearing. I keep on hearing, do you know Christian? He's a short guy, blonde hair, he's got a beard. Do you know him?
You probably just described 60% of the kids on this campus, Michael, so I don't think it really narrows
okay,
it
he
down.
wears a League of Legends shirt.
No.
Okay, you know him?
I recognize the shirt.
Oh, okay. Alright, well, he told me, like, he studied really hard, and he's just like, best I got a C. It's like, huh?
Yeah.
C? And I just said to him, like, well, for comm law, C's like getting an A. So congratulations.
Yeah, it was one of those exams, you know, you study really hard for, and I had some students from last year. Do you remember Tori? She worked with us on that short little video.
Yeah, I remember Tori.
Bloodsuckers, that's right. Yeah, that was another video we worked on together. Yeah, for narrative
And there was
production.
no bloodsuckers too.
I tried to get a bloodsuckers too, but it didn't end up happening. Anyway, yeah, so I studied really hard for the comm law exam, and then I turned it in, and he's like, how do you think you did? And I was like, well, I think I did okay, actually. Like, I think you know. And he's like, do you think you did okay? It's like, why are you laughing? It's like, everybody thinks they did okay on the first exam. It's like, oh, uh-oh. Yeah, you know, and my mom, my mom and my dad, they were both like, he's like, well, how do you think you did? Well, I think I did okay. And they're like, oh, well, we know what that means, Pastor. Like, what do you mean you know what that means? Anyway.
And then you failed it.
And then I failed. No, who knows? But anyway, we are going to jump right into our interview with Big Brothers, Big Sisters. So, Teresa.
Yes.
Big Brothers, Big Sisters.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Big Brothers, Big Sisters. What exactly is it?
Well, we are a mentoring agency, and what we do is we match children from the Guilford County area. We serve Greensboro, High Point, Archdale, Trinity, all the surrounding areas. And what we do is we match children between the ages of 5 and 13 with adult volunteers as well as university students. And what they do is they spend time each week with the child that they are matched with, and they just hang out and develop a friendship and create a long-lasting, supportive, and encouraging bond.
I'm sorry, we went off script.
That happens.
I can talk some more.
What made you want to get involved with Big Brothers and Big Sisters?
It's a great organization. It's just a wonderful organization, and I majored in psychology and sociology with an emphasis in criminal justice when I was in college, and thought that I wanted to go into juvenile court counseling, but then did an internship, and the person that I was with was very harsh, very bitter. She'd been on the job for quite a while, and I said,
what was this internship like? What were you doing?
well, what I was doing is I was with a juvenile court counselor who had been in that position for about 25 years. And what really changed my mind was one day we were sitting in her office, and she was talking to a 16-year-old male who was about 6'4", maybe about 250, 275, huge guy.
Wow.
And he had been in detention, and he was truant from school, so he was on probation, and he had been skipping school. So she had him in her office and was talking to him about the next time you skip school, you're going back to the detention center. And he proceeded to stand up, reach across the desk, grab her by her shirt collar, pick her up, and say, nobody's going to tell me what to do. And then, of course, the bailiffs came in.
Oh, my God.
He went back to detention, but at that point, I was sitting there and I was going, I'm just an intern. I have nothing to do with this. I'm just an intern.
Right, yeah.
So anyway, I decided to let that go. But I knew that I still wanted to work with children that had challenging situations, difficult situations, and
Despite that experience.
do what?
Despite that experience.
Despite that experience, yes.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yes.
I mean that kind of answers our next question. Our next question was going to be what are the kids like that you work with, or what exactly are they like?
Well, I've never had any of our kids take me by the shirt collar and, you know.
Well, that's good.
That's why we like that.
Yeah,
That's
I have
really
not
good.
had my 13-year-old little brother do that to me. No.
No. The majority of our kids are from single-parent families. They mostly are low income, but they don't have to be. Really, the one thing that is common in all of the kids that we serve, the one thread, is that they are all facing challenges and they just need someone to be their special friend, someone to talk to them, someone that they can share their day with, ask them how they're doing, to give them that one-on-one attention that for whatever reason they don't get that at home.
That's very, very true. That's great that you guys do that.
Yeah, from the short time that I've been involved in Big Brothers and Big Sisters, I got to tell you, my little brother Andrew is just this kid's a genius. You know, he plays chess, he plays backgammon. Like, you know, you'll talk to, and I'm like, I play Halo and I play, you know, Space Invaders, and he's like, oh, that's cute, and I'm like, what? You know, like, no, but like he's so smart and he's so nice and he's so genuine in his manners,
Yes.
and you know, I just think the world of him in the short time that I've known him, and I'm definitely looking forward to us having a deeper relationship and growing in our friendship. Absolutely.
How long has Jacob been in the program? How long has he been in the
Oh,
program?
Andrew.
Andrew, sorry, I thought you said Jacob.
He's had a long day. That's okay. Well, Andrew, I don't know how long Andrew's been signed up for it, but I know I've been his big brother for, I want to say, roughly 3 months or so, but I had to go home for Florida for a short amount of time. Tell us more about what exactly it is that you do in Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Okay, well, I do quite a few things. One of the main things that I do now is I work with all of the universities. I've been working with High Point University for the past 9 years.
Wow.
Yes, and it has been amazing.
So was that before Nito came? Correct me if I'm wrong. Just a little before?
It was right around that time.
Okay.
It was right around that time that he had just come in, and things were changing, and things were growing, and we have grown every year. When we first started working with High Point University students, that first year, I think I had maybe less than 100 students that volunteered with us, and now we have over 300 students that volunteer.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We have grown also from the sports teams. We work with a lot of the sports teams, and it's just been amazing to see the growth that we have had here at High Point University and the students that have gotten involved. So that's what I do. I continue to work with that, to talk to the students on campus and work with them. And I also work with other universities in Greensboro as well. And I do what we call volunteer education training. So every quarter we'll do sessions on things like how to communicate with your little, or understanding diversity and the differences in your little's family, and say how you were brought up.
Right.
We talk about the stages of the relationship development, that sort of thing. Things to empower our volunteers to be better bigs for their littles. And then the other thing that I do is supervise our matches. So I actually enroll the children in our program and the volunteers, and have the wonderful opportunity to get them together, pair them together, and then to supervise the match relationship and see them grow. And it's wonderful to see not only the changes and the growth in the child, but also to the volunteers.
Oh, sure, absolutely. Yeah, and I would definitely say like those sessions that you're talking about to empower the volunteer and sort of that sort of thing are definitely very informative, and I can definitely see because you know my attitude when I joined Big Brothers Big Sisters was, you know, I want to get involved, but so many organizations in terms of like volunteer organizations, they take forever for you guys, or for the volunteers, I should say, to get involved in them. You know, whether it's volunteering at a hospital or volunteering at an old folks home or something like that. You know, and the process almost makes you not want to be a volunteer anymore, which is it's really sad. But you know, you guys, both Horsepower and Big Brothers Big Sisters, are really good about being rather speedily with that. Yeah.
Well, we always have a lot of children that are waiting, and so the sooner we can get the volunteers in and get them matched up, then the quicker we can get those matches going, and the longer the relationship can have to grow and develop.
Would you say that this is a 24-hour job?
Yes.
Yes.
24/7.
Yes, particularly because one of the responsibilities that I have as far as being a match support and having to supervise the match relationship is I have to talk to the little and the big every month, and sometimes in between. And a lot of times, college students will text me back at 11 o'clock at night, or that sort of thing. So I get texts from college students at all kinds of times during the day, but that's okay.
She's not encouraging that, folks. Don't do that.
My husband has threatened to take my phone and cut it off after a certain amount of time. But a lot of times, really, seriously, that's the only time that they can get back in touch. You guys are busy as well and have a lot going on. And so if I need to talk to you and you text me back at 11 o'clock at night, I'll answer it.
Well, there you go. Again, she's not encouraging that.
Right.
Not encouraging it.
Right.
Patrick, have you done that?
I don't think so. Have I done that? I don't think I have.
Sarah has a little one, so your match support specialist has a little baby, so she might cut hers off. And,
Yeah, I might have texted Sarah, once or twice at 11 o'clock.
Right.
Oh, Patrick, come on. Yeah. But, Michael, how about you ask the next question? A couple of questions.
Absolutely. How would you say Big Brothers and Big Sisters impacts the kids' lives?
Oh, wow. In a huge, huge way. That is one of the biggest rewards that I get out of my job, is seeing the changes in the kids that we work with. And a lot of times it is simple things that to you and I we wouldn't think about, but it's such a big deal with a kid. An example, a lot of times when I first talk with the children that are in our program and I'm asking them, questions about themselves, getting to know them so we can decide who we want to match them with. A lot of times the kids will just look down, or they'll look away, or they won't look at me, or they'll be very soft-spoken, very quiet, very shy. And then when we get that volunteer in and they get their big brother or their big sister, they just open up. And within a short amount of time, you've got a child who would never look you in the eye or would always look away when they were talking, who's actually sitting there looking straight in the eye at you, or being open, telling you about their day, telling you about what's going on, instead of you having to ask 25 questions constantly. So, and also, too, we have seen improvements in behavior in school, and just the overall attitude, seeing kids that were just very, just very sad. And once they have someone that comes in every week to spend time with them, they get that smile on their face. And the teachers will tell us, they always get excited on Tuesdays because they know that their big brother or big sister is going to come to see them.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's awesome. That really is awesome. Now, would you say that this job is rewarding for you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it.
In what sort of ways is it rewarding for you?
So many ways. So many ways. As I said, I get to see the children and how they grow, and they improve just from day to day, and the simplest things. Their self-esteem improves, their behavior improves, their academics improves. But I also get to see college students who, when they come into our program and they say, I'm going to work with a child and I'm going to make a difference, but what happens is they grow, our volunteers grow. And to me, it is very, very rewarding to see college students who will say, I am going to make a commitment that from here on out, I'm going to give back to my community. I really want to do something to make a difference in my community. I've had volunteers that have been with us that have changed their majors because they have become big brothers or big sisters. And they constantly telling their friends, talking about it, and just seeing their faces light up when they see their little. They are just as happy, sometimes even more happy, to see their little as the child is, And I've had so many of our bigs say that, you know, going to see my little is the bright spot of my day because I do have exams and I do have lots
Yeah.
of stuff, lots of stresses.
Com law exam.
Common law exams, yes,
Yeah.
you know, that you have to study for and that you stress for. And when you can go spend time with this little person who idolizes you, then you forget about your problems and you can focus on them, and it really makes a difference. And so it's amazing. It really is. And to see the relationship grow and develop and the, you know, it's just amazing. It really is.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. What advice would you give to younger people who would want to join Big Brothers or Big Sisters organization?
Come on out.
That's great advice. Yeah.
Yes, it
Come on
is
out.
very great advice.
Well, really, one of the biggest things, and I'm going to say this to guys because
All right, that's me.
I'm going
me
to say
too.
this to guys because a lot of times guys will think that, well, I'm not good with kids, or I don't know what to do, or I don't know how to act around kids, you know, that sort of thing. And really, all you do is you be yourself. Just be yourself. Just because you show up and spend time with your little, that makes you a hero. So guys, if you want to be a hero, you know, just come and spend time. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, come
All
on,
right,
Michael.
come on.
I want to be a hero.
You can just go and spend time with a child, and all you have to do is to show up and ask them how their day's going, what's going on with them, you know, get involved in what they're doing in class, and just be yourself. And that's what makes it special.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrew has certainly been very good about, you know, maintaining contact and, you know, texting me and just telling me how his day was and that sort of thing. And you're right. He is very, very open and in such a great way. And, you know, this definitely seems like a friendship he genuinely wants. And, you know, that does make me feel it is an extremely rewarding experience because of that. And, you know, I felt so great, you know, when he invited me out to his baseball game that he
That's
had.
awesome.
And I didn't even get to see the baseball game because unfortunately it got rained out, but you know, that was okay because I showed up at the baseball game. It's like, hey, you know, I want to see you play, and it's just a really good experience. Would you like to give a shout out to your family, your friends, your coworkers, big brothers, big sisters, little brothers, little sisters?
Absolutely. I'd like to give a huge shout out to all of the High Point University Big Brothers and Big Sisters that are here on campus. You guys are what makes us have such a successful program. You guys are the ones that absolutely make the difference in the lives of the children that we serve. And I just want to thank you guys for that. And also my awesome coworkers and my hubby that's at home. You know,
Oh.
hey guys.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. It was
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
And of course, you're perfectly welcome to stay in studio and act as another co-host if you would like.
Thank you.
Michael, would you like to play another song? When we come back, we have Horsepower.
Yes, we do. And here is "I Miss You" by Blink-182.
It's Miss You. Oh no, that's Jumper. That was awesome.
Yes, thank you so much
Thank
again.
you. Thank you.
Kyle, thank you again for filming.
Yes, thank you.
Sure. Thank you.